YouTube, what's going on? Second City Sleepers here once again, bringing you our weekly Raw episode. Quick little announcement before we get started here. Finally happened. The retard lost. But yeah, let's get into the start of the show anyway. Started off with Cena came out. I thought he wasn't going to be back for a few weeks. When he came out, I'm like, this show's going to suck. And it actually ended up sucking. But Cena came out and then rambling on, crying about him fighting Lesnar, and why the fans cheer for Lesnar, blah, 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 I should be cheering him. It's whining and bitching and crying. Then Heyman came out, and Heyman had another good promo.
Yeah, well, that's Heyman.
Yeah. What's going on, he brought up the streak stuff about how he's going to end Cena and that, and how they both have the same passion for the company. And then eventually Cesaro came out, started doing a little talking, and he doesn't belong on a mic.
Oh, I thought what he said was
really good. It was good, but
yeah, he's got that that accent, that foreign accent.
What did he say? Something about? Oh yeah, he said something about differences or something like John Cena, you suck at wrestling, you don't know how to wrestle.
Yeah.
Compared to a real wrestler or something like he said something like that, and he pointed at himself.
You can't wrestle.
Then he hugged Heyman, and those two had a match, and
it wasn't that bad of a match, but it was like you knew what was going to happen.
Cena actually attempted to actually wrestle.
Yeah, and he still looked bad. Like he messed up a couple times.
So
Cesaro just showed how good he was with that suplex outside the ring.
Oh God, that was
power
sick.
He had. I mean, and.
Or when he got Cena up like a good 70 feet in the air when he did an uppercut.
Yeah, that was good too. And it could have been better. I think that uppercut could have been better if Cena knew how to sell it better.
Yeah.
And it's typical Cena. He doesn't know how to sell it.
Yeah. See, he and Cena's like, do what you try to do. I'm just gonna.
He was just not good at it at all. And
No.
Cesaro did everything that he usually does that makes everything that he does look good. And Cena was just like, oh, okay, well, this is how I do it, and it just looked like crap. Like, it's just John Cena.
Then Cesaro did like that modified sharpshooter submission hold. That was pretty badass.
That was good.
And Cena attempted a Hurricane Rana again.
So bad.
It's like he got up in a Hurricane Rana. That's like he didn't know what to do after it. Cena ended up winning, or no? Did he? Yeah.
Oh yeah, he beat him straight up.
Did the AA off the top rope?
Yeah, and that looked horrible because
Yeah.
Cena didn't know how to fall.
No.
He had to put his leg down and fall like a 5-year-old child. And they didn't want to get hurt, and I was like, all right, well, it's got to be the last move because Cena did it off the top or middle turnbuckle.
So I thought for a good minute or two there that Cena might have actually pushed Cesaro over, but of course that doesn't happen because heaven forbid.
It's like John Cena. And Cena's the heavyweight champion going into SummerSlam.
She's going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, there was a Stephanie, Triple H, and a Randy Orton segment.
Yeah. Backstage.
Yeah, that thing didn't last long, but just wanted to throw it out there to recap everything. Stephanie's crying. Orton comes in, and Orton says something about he's got a problem with Triple H now. Because he's not the number one contender, even though Orton hasn't won a match in probably a month or two.
Yeah. But he never got
he never got his rematch.
Rematch, one-on-one, I guess.
That's whatever. And then had a Paige segment next with AJ, and Paige tried apologizing to her in a way. And she got her control, that wasn't her, blah, 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 they're still friends, and whatever. And then AJ jumped her. It's Divas thing, who cares? But this is probably one of the funniest parts of the night. Then Triple H was outside, was in the ring with Steph. They're yelling at the crowd. Steph's crying about being arrested, about how her kids' friends they can't come over anymore because her parents are ashamed of Stephanie. And then Jericho came out.
Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, I mean, Jericho came out, did his typical Jericho, hating on Steph, which is always good television, and he went back to the trash bag, blah, 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 but Triple H cut him off right before he said whore.
Yeah.
And, you know, even before that, he was talking about, you know, certain things here and there, which was pretty funny. Jericho still has it, and I'm glad to see him, you know, doing what he does in WWE right now, even though I thought he was going to come in just to job to Bray Wyatt, to put Bray Wyatt over, and evidently that's not happening. Now at SummerSlam, I guarantee you that Bray Wyatt wins. I will put a stamp of approval on that.
Yeah,
that's a guarantee.
Yeah, that's a
Bray
100% guarantee.
After Chris Jericho beat him at Battleground, straight up, like nothing. So, and then they were just like, well, just keep the feud going. There's,
so it's going
to
go
Wyatt
through
doesn't say why he lost or anything like that, and they just are like, all right, well, we're going to have another match at SummerSlam.
So White will win that, and then we'll go on to Night of Champions, which I've stated before, and White will probably win that.
Yeah,
Jericho will be gone for a few months again.
He's got to win the best out of the three.
Yeah, just because Jericho's leaving. That's the only reason why we would predict that. But going on next, we had... I felt bad for Ziggler on this one.
See,
Miz and Ryback versus Ziggler and the Usos.
Now, see, the Usos are great.
They are.
And Ziggler, it's Ryback and...
Ryback's on the Miz.
Yeah, and, you know, Curtis Axel and the Miz. The Miz is not very good at all. I don't understand why... I mean, I know why they're giving him a push and gave him the Intercontinental title, because he's got a movie coming out, and that's why WWE's in the situation they're in now, because nobody knows how to write or create or do wrestling promos or make it more wrestling than it is Hollywood. You know, they're all Hollywood now, and that's why Vince is on his ass right now. No longer a billionaire, no longer, you know, losing money, got to cut people and all this because he lost what made him his money was professional wrestling.
Yeah.
People want to watch good wrestling, good promos, and all that. When you see the Miz win the Intercontinental title in that Battle Royal and not even wrestle and sit outside the ring for half of that Battle Royal, barely put in any work, and then win just because later on you heard, well, the Miz won it because, you know, he's got a movie coming out, so they got to promote that movie. And
he wonders why Vince wonders why he's losing
what?
money all the time.
Like, your bread and butter is professional wrestling. You ain't done nothing with movies. You ain't done nothing anywhere else. Nowhere. And now you're taking a backseat to your moneymaker, which is professional wrestling, the WWE, to try to do something else. He's getting senile and old, and Triple H is just following right in his footsteps. Triple H ain't doing no better for the company. Somebody needs to step up and start slapping people around and make the WWE. And you know what? It's at the end of the show, but yeah, okay, maybe Shane, but I think Steph has a better mind than Triple H and Vince McMahon combined.
Hands down.
With her yelling, like, we'll get to this at the end, but the way she acted at the end of Raw, like, okay, they ended Raw with 2 women, and that's like, wow, really? But the way Steph did it, it was pretty good. Like, she knows that she's like, I'm going to be your, you know, you're my bitch. And like, wow, you can say that over and over again?
Yeah.
Steph knows what to do. All these other people, they have no idea. Steph was Vince McMahon in 1996. And I hope that she carries that out and just becomes that badass, cutthroat, you know, like balls at the wall. We're going to do whatever we can to make this this company better than it was before. Because right now, with the PG era and trying to hype up guys that come in that don't deserve any, the part-timers that were once great wrestlers, kind of great wrestlers, and these part-timers come in for 6-7 months and then they leave for a year and a half and then come back for another 5 months. That it has to end.
Yeah.
I mean, no. I mean, you got to give credit where credit is due with the people that put in and day out. But hopefully Steph is better, because Triple H doesn't understand that, and that's sad, because Triple H should have more than anybody understand what people put in this company.
Triple H got the same mindset as Vince right now.
Yeah, the old Vince. Yeah, not even the young
the old Vince. Yeah.
Steph's got more young Vince than anybody in that company.
Steph's the one that I've heard that works with all the younger talent and back.
And
she probably sees bringing up these younger guys. You probably have Triple H is like, no, I don't think, when they're laying in bed at night, I just don't think he's got what it takes.
Yeah, and then Triple H has been like that since He had a little power when he was in DX. He was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to put this guy over. Why does this guy need to be put over? And he's just like Vince. But Vince knew how to create. Vince had a lot of guys backing him up at the time that would back up these young talent, like, you know, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, The Rock. They all, Stone Cold Steve Austin. They had to come from somewhere. You have to get. Vince knew how to do that. Triple H doesn't know how to do that.
No.
Triple H does not know how to bring up a Dolph Ziggler and make him a superstar. Doesn't know how to bring up a. Yeah, okay, maybe not even a Bo Dallas, but that's the only one that came to mind. Or like Seth Rollins, and I think they're just gonna, you know, Damian Sandow. What the hell? What in the Sam hell happened to that guy? That guy he's great on the mic. He's a decent wrestler, and he just more than ever he's just bringing back Batista, Brock Lesnar, John Cena. John Cena was made by Vince McMahon and Triple H. Triple H doesn't know how to make a wrestler.
No, he
does not know how to take young talent and make them great. And they're gonna blow it with Reigns. And I hope they don't. I hope steps in.
I haven't been that impressed with Reigns the past couple of weeks.
Well, I mean, he's got bad storyline.
Yeah.
People are jumping in each other's matches, so you don't really get a good match like Dean or even Dean Ambrose. You know, like Dean Ambrose.
You can't see a guy
Rollins
blossom within a match when someone's going to interfere with it every single week.
Even though they have great matches, but
it gets predictable. It gets predictable.
Yes.
It buries the younger talent, doesn't give them a chance to shine, and it's aggravating. But moving on, as of course we said, Ziggler and Usos won that tag match. Ziggler won again. Ziggler won again.
Hopefully somebody.
I think that's 7 or 8 Raw straight he's won.
So somebody back there is getting their head out of their ass and making Ziggler a top guy again. So that's good. It's good to see.
Then next up we had match of the night. R-Truth versus Bo Dallas. 17-1. The streak is over.
Yeah,
I was more excited for that streak than Paul Heyman was when Lesnar beat The Undertaker. That was my moment of 2014.
But see, Bo Dallas came. Yeah, that sign fell just like all the haters will fall when Bo Dallas becomes the World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania or right before WrestleMania. So I mean, that's just God's honest truth. I see potential in him. When he became pissed off that he lost against R-Truth and then just had that different mindset and just started beating the crap out of him. And then he turned it off and then he smiled again and then he did his little lap. You know what I mean?
That was cool.
That guy's got talent.
No, he doesn't.
The guy's awesome.
No,
he's got charisma. He can talk.
Oh my God.
He looks good, and then when he's pissed, he looks good, and he's just a good-looking wrestler. Maybe he can tone his body up a little more, but you know, who am I to talk?
Maybe I need to watch him while I'm drunk. Maybe I'll appreciate him more. See. But anyway, R-Truth won. Bo Dallas lost. And then next up we had the friggin' Rusev. Sorry, I keep calling him Borsev.
That was horrible.
And that was not good. And I was surprised that Swagger came out because I thought they were going to end that,
I heard of that too.
little feud after what Lana's little speech from a couple weeks ago when it kind of related to the Malaysia airline flight thing. But I was shocked when Swagger came out. Looks like they're going to keep this feud going for a little longer, which there isn't really any other direction you could put those two.
No,
There's nothing else you can do with those guys.
You're going to have Rusev. Did I say it right this time?
Yeah, he did.
He's gonna end up winning. If they did they announce that match on SummerSlam yet? I mean, it's it might be.
They didn't really announce it, but it's probably
being a pre-show.
Probably 99.9% chance it'll happen.
And then he's just gonna win straight up, and then you'll never hear of Zeb Coulter or what's his ass ever again, unless being jobbed out, you know, here and there.
Then you got the speech impediment versus the guy that can't speak English.
Yeah, and it just like I can't. I don't see no promise with that Rusev.
No.
He's just bad all around. He can't even wrestle. He can't take moves.
Vince and Triple H are trying to put him to the main heel for WWE, and that's terrible.
Yeah, you're just burying your company more and more with this ignorant. I think it's pride. Like, all right, this is my guy. I mean, Triple H's guy was Bray Wyatt, and with that whole gimmick. And he kind of, like, I don't think Triple H knows what he's doing.
No.
Like, I'm like, oh my God, you're Vince McMahon now. I hate to keep harping on it. But, oh my God, Triple H, get your your nose out of your ass and just start, you know, doing what Vince McMahon did in the 90s. Okay, you don't have to go that crazy, but I mean, man, do something. Your wife is showing you up every goddamn time they come out on TV, and you're just an idiot. You're a yes man. You're a yes man sitting there saying, shut up, and I don't know. And you're doing the same thing over and over. Shut up. Nobody wants to see you.
Yeah, you come out crying and whining about how your plans didn't work, and then a week later you come out and say the exact same thing. And
you're just broken record.
Broken record.
I mean, Triple H, I used to love you, and I really thought this Triple H takes over for Vince McMahon. Man, we're gonna see.
I thought it was gonna be
better
good.
Than ever.
It made it worse.
And he has no clue how to run his business at all. Like you now, I see that there's so many people, including Vince Russo, even though he's got a bad reputation now, including Ed Ferreira and Vince McMahon and even BG James or whatever Road Dogg or they had all these marquee guys telling Triple H how to act. Triple H had no clue how to be Triple H. They had these guys that knew how to promote wrestlers and be like, you know what, Triple H, you got the body, you got the voice. Here's how you talk. Here's how you're gonna act. And probably Shawn helped him too because Shawn was an a-hole and Shawn did all his stuff himself, and Shawn made himself a good career. Triple H had to be, and I guarantee this. I mean, I would 100%, okay, 98%. Triple H was told how to be Triple H. Because this guy does not know what he's doing in the professional wrestling business at all. Doesn't know how to run, no creative, no nothing. He don't know nothing.
It's not pretty.
Nothing.
Not pretty. But moving on. Tonight's I Pooped on Vince's Desk match brought to you by Nice Cold Beer. We had
Is the Undertaker coming? Do we
technical
have a special
difficulties.
Guest? Special guest, the Undertaker might
But
show up.
we had Sandow versus Rose, and I'm gonna let him talk about this because it's pissed me off. I'll be right back. You go ahead and talk
About Sandow?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, what about Sandow? I mean, Sandow came out as a astronaut.
Okay, take 20 seconds.
And he said what he had to say about Houston because Houston was where they launched all the, all that fun stuff with astronauts in Houston. Houston, we got a problem and all that fun stuff. I don't know. So, Sandow came out with his big old astronaut suit, came down in the ring. And who was his opponent?
Don't be a lemon.
Oh yeah, Adam Rose. I forgot about that. That's why he loved. Yeah, Adam Rose came out. Just loved JBL's conversation, or commentary, I would say, about how why does Adam Rose need a big hamburger and a bunny to catch him all the time, and Rose beat him like a little bit. The Undertaker might show up soon. I don't know. But
Having power failures here.
that was horrible. That's just. So this is the first time Adam Rose has been on Raw since 2 weeks though, or maybe I fast forward.
The last time I was on, he did that. He was on, not I was on. Last time he was on, he did the whole Sonic thing with Sandow.
Oh God. Yeah, so that's
Not
just
good.
crap.
Pretty bad.
That was.
But Rose won for some stupid reason. They're gonna bury probably one of the top 3 talkers in the company right now.
Yeah, he was a hell of a wrestler too.
Yeah, and he can.
When he wasn't a gimmick, like a horrible gimmick. They're all gimmicks, but
He never really had.
horrible gimmick.
Sandow never really had a bad gimmick.
No, well, until they gave him horrible bad gimmicks.
Yeah, they started doing the whole.
No, I mean when he said "You're welcome," that was genius.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I thought that was, this guy's gonna be like the next Mr. Perfect kind of genius.
Yeah.
Put all in one. Just phenomenal, but.
Intellectual savior of the masses. That was so good.
Like we said,
Now you got him coming out of
times. He
Neil
must have pissed
Armstrong,
off
LeBron.
and you know what? I don't even think he pissed off Vince anymore. I think Triple H looked at. See, I'm going on a I hate Triple H campaign now because I think probably Triple H. Nah, I don't see no talent. Why not? Because he's not steroided up and has a big nose like you. I mean, F off, dude. Triple H. You need Triple H to get out of. we need stuff to take over, and
Yes, we do.
something needs to happen. Triple H has no clue. I'm sorry. I went on it again. I apologize. I'm done.
Okay. All right, but next we had this match was god awful. For what happened with it was Kane versus Reigns.
Yeah. Orton jumping up from behind.
Kane looked terrible. Reigns got tired. Reigns looked like he got tired out after like 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, Orton jumped him.
But yeah, before Orton jumped him. The match went on for a minute or two, didn't it?
No. Reigns was going down to the ring right before he hopped over the security gate.
Yeah. Sorry, okay.
Again, Orton got him and then just beat the crap out of him. And then Kane left, chokeslammed, Reigns, and then just left. Because he was like, I don't like Randy Orton anymore. And then Orton did an RKO on Reigns on the table.
Yeah,
didn't break
twice.
the first time.
And then the second time, Orton looked like he hurt himself.
And then Orton was like, oh. But then he was like, don't you ever take a world title shot from me. So that's going to be a match, if they already...
Yeah, that'll be a match at SummerSlam.
I don't know if they announced it already, but that's going to be a match.
Next up, we had a bathroom break match. Fandango versus Diego.
Yeah. And if
of
you
the
had
Los
a poop,
Matadores.
if you had a poop, then you missed the second match because that match was so fast. And he had more of the girls dancing with the red, and then oh my god.
Yeah, that's
poor Fandango too. Like Fandango.
Fandango's not bad. He's not a bad wrestler, but his character is terrible.
Yes,
but
and then him and Sandow should do what the black people are doing in WWE.
Yeah.
Right now. Just let's get Al Snow back out of retirement and just rejuvenate the job squad. Fandango and Sandow and.
Yeah, Diego
I can't really say Ziggler anymore because he's gotten a little hot.
Yeah, Ziggler's getting on a roll, but Diego beat Fandango due to the distraction.
Really, that guy? That's horrible. Absolutely. When you when you are the bottom of the totem pole, is when you lose against a tag team that's horrible to begin with, and it's a guy in a mask.
Well, I can't say the tag team's terrible, but that whole gimmick is god awful.
Yeah, but he's a one-on-one against a singles wrestler, and he just loses, and fast. It's like, oh my god.
And then the bull gourd Fandango.
Yeah, that's so stupid. It's just like, what the hell's going on?
It's terrible. Then next you had a little segment backstage with Stephanie and Nikki.
Yeah.
Stephanie was talking to Nikki about wanting to talk things out.
Yeah, and she's like, my sister will be on her way.
Nikki said something about making a plate of shit or something like that.
Yeah. Or you're gonna.
Something about eating a load of crap or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. I didn't really pay attention too much about it because it was Nikki talking. Kind of hard to cut two distractions when she's standing there. But and we had the next creep out moment, which is the Goldust and Stardust segment.
Yeah.
Still talking about that cosmic key thing. Why aren't they wrestling?
Yeah, I'm like, all right. People are going to be like,
you have Rybacks are wrestling, but you have these two talking backstage about the cosmic key and the stars aligning, and
they do the same thing over and over again. And then they just end it, and they're like, all right, well, there's these two guys.
But they did find out about the cosmic key. They haven't.
They haven't.
They haven't.
Poor Dustin. Cody. Cody Rhodes had so much talent, and I even don't get me wrong, I like that Stardust.
I do too, because it creeps me out. It gets to me. I'm weirded out by it.
And I love Goldust too.
Yeah.
Man, that guy turned himself, and he's a hell of a wrestler too. And he can talk. He's awesome as Goldust. Anything else he tried, he was horrible at. Goldust, he's awesome, and he can wrestle.
That's one thing about him. He's the only one that can pull off the Goldust character.
Yeah.
There's nobody else that ever could have done that.
And he wrestles like a champ.
Yeah. He wrestles better now than he did 15 years ago.
He got his act together. He slimmed down. He's old as shit now. But
he's in better shape than he used to be.
And I think he's a top 5 wrestlers, actual performers in the ring in the WWE. Top 5. Because John Cena ain't number 1. Roman Reigns.
Can't really argue with it.
I'll go with Rollins. That's a conversation for another time. But Goldust is a hell of a wrestler, and he puts on a hell of a show in that ring.
Yes.
But yeah, that was that little segment, and they get paid a lot of money for doing a 30-second.
Yeah, 30-second promo talking about stars.
Hey.
But next we had the next bathroom break, even though it came about 20 minutes after the last one. We had Natalya. It was the second straight week she was on Raw. God bless her.
Is the Total Divas 3 coming out or something? It must be. Because what the hell was that?
Yeah, Natalia,
was the
Naomi
biggest fast
versus
forward in
Cameron
all
and
time.
Alicia Fox, and it was...
What the hell was that about? That was just... Nobody wanted to see that.
That was stupid.
I love the...
I think I remember changing channel, because I don't remember... I just remember Natalia and Naomi winning. I think I was turning on the Cubs game during it.
Yeah, that was...
Turning on something during it.
Well, when you turned on the Cubs game, you could have turned it on 5 hours later and the Cubs were still playing, by the way. Just let the record show the longest Cubs game in history. I did not know that. No, was that... No, that was Tuesday night.
Yeah, you're talking about
apologize.
Tuesday.
I apologize. That was Tuesday night. That's when we were supposed to do the show. I apologize. It was Tuesday night.
Yeah, this is Wednesday as we're recording it, so these videos will come out a day late this week. Sorry, but yeah, there's not much to say about that. And then up next we had the Jericho versus Rollins match.
Yes.
Or as I want to call Rollins now, Aquaman. What the hell? What are they making him wear?
Yeah, it's growing on me. Like one guy said on the internet, it's like, oh, it's growing on me a little bit. And the way he wrestles and what he flies around and flips and all that guy's talent.
Oh,
so then
he's
after
got
he
great
does
talent.
what he does in the ring, you kind of forget about what he wears in the ring.
Yeah,
because he's
the
that
guy's
good.
awesome. But as we said before,
That was the best match of the night too.
It's a shame that he's going to be the one that gets killed out of the 3 original Shield guys.
I hope maybe
'Cause
they'll bury
he's
him
still
in the
amazing.
band. Yeah, I mean, well, I have to pee. We might have to. I got it.
We're going to take a time out.
Edit.
But yeah, Seth Rollins, he just keeps getting, like, I can't say buried because they're not getting buried, but
No.
I could see him being the one that will be buried eventually. Once you get rid of the briefcase, what are they going to do with him?
Yeah, so I mean, but okay, so does he win the title? Because there's 2 people, right? I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. 2 people that won the Money in the Bank that lost. One was Sandow and one was John Cena.
Yes.
You know John Cena's doing good. Sandow, which is probably in the same category as Seth Rollins just because of how young they are and how new they are. So do you put him in... You can't put him in because John Cena's John Cena. So when he lost that Money in the Bank cash-in, because he actually wanted a match, did Sandow actually wanted a match, or did he try to cash in? I think he tried to cash in with a guy, which wasn't it... Cena,
He cashed in when Cena was hurt on Raw.
Yeah, but then Cena just ended up winning. Yeah,
Cena did his whole super Cena garbage, you know.
And I'm like, oh, so Cena beat the guy. So the one guy that lost it the first time beat the guy that lost it the second time. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But
I'm gonna
I think
throw
Seth
something.
Rollins is a hell of a. I mean, he's a decent talker. He's got a good look. Yeah, I know the pants are a little out there.
I would put him up there with Ziggler and say he could be another Shawn Michaels.
That's where. I'm not gonna say something about Triple H, but that's your main core right there.
Yeah.
Like the whole Shield should be main event.
Yeah,
so
they should. But I'm gonna throw something at you really quick right here. I have a feeling Rollins might not have the briefcase after SummerSlam or Night of Champions.
What do you mean not have it? Like
I
is he gonna drop it somewhere?
what I could see happening is either at SummerSlam or Night of Champions, you have
He's gonna try to
Rollins
cash in
throw
with
up his Rollins throw up his briefcase against Ambrose's chances at keeping Rollins from cashing the briefcase. So I would see Ambrose winning that and getting the briefcase from.
Oh, so you see the match? Yeah. You're saying at SummerSlam, it'd be Rollins versus Ambrose for the Money in the Bank,
for the briefcase,
yeah,
and
I always push that too. I think that'd be awesome.
For Ambrose throwing
and then
away his
whoever
chances.
wins gets the Money in the Bank.
Yes,
Right?
and then I could.
Or yes, yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah.
And then if Rollins wins, then Ambrose can never interfere.
Yeah,
cash in. Yes.
And
That's
what I would see with that, if that would go to play through, I could see the Authority coming to Ambrose, turning Ambrose heel because he's 10 times better heel than a face, and saying that this is our guy. Rollins will switch to being a face then, because I don't think he's a good heel at all. And I could see just those two flip flopping and the Authority being.
But they do it so
Ambrose
fast
being the
after
Authority's
the big,
next guy.
After the big swerve that Rollins did with the,
I've seen weirder things.
Yeah, I mean it would make sense, and I would like it too. I would love it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like that spontaneity.
That's just what I would do if I was working as creative.
Genius. I think that Yeah.
Kind of like what happened with when Kennedy won the briefcase. Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Won the briefcase and Edge beat him.
Yeah, wow, that's.
I was a little upset about that because I was a huge Mr. Kennedy fan back in the day. But yeah. Anyway, we got a little off topic. We had the Jericho versus Rollins match. Great match.
Yes, and Jericho still has it. That's the one thing I wanted to say about it. I mean,
Jericho could still be a main event every night.
And here's the thing I got out of that match. Hell of a match. Now I'm okay.
I'd say the way it ended.
Well, the way it ended, okay, yeah. But here's now my beef, and I'm just gonna yell at more people. The commentators, man, that match was so good. And the commentators, yeah, the table was broke, and they were looking down at the monitors. I love JBL, you know this.
Oh, yeah. I
think
love JBL
he's awesome.
too.
He's funny as the commentator. Anybody that watches this, watch that match again. Listen to the commentators when it gets all hot and heavy, and people are kicking out, and the crowd's saying this is awesome. Commentators have no idea what they're talking about. Like they're like, well, that was a hell of a move, and well, they don't say hell, but like that was good. Oh, he kicked out, and why did he kick out? Well, he kicked out because he doesn't want to lose.
No,
I mean, like, what the hell are you doing? There was no Jim Ross, no even Michael Cole when he was vintage. Like there was no enthusiasm out of the commentators.
There was no excitement by the commentators. Well, one thing,
I mean, it was unbelievable.
Rewinding back to it in the Cesaro match when Cesaro put like that modified sharpshooter on him, you hear Michael Cole is like, "Oh man, and Cena's got locked up into a submission maneuver."
Like it's so frustrating. It's like, really, Michael? I mean, like,
you've been in WWE for 15 years,
yes,
and
now you're gonna mess up.
You can't go. You can't go backstage and talk to Cesaro. What's that move called that you're doing real quick? You know, learn your shit. Come on, man.
I mean, I'm like, I love Jerry Lawler. He's awesome, but it's one of those guys that you're gonna have to look at and be like, all right, Lawler, just retire, brother. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, you can be Joey Mercury or For the love of God, they just fired. What's his ass? The Alberto Del Rio's guy that would introduce him.
Oh, Ricardo Rodriguez.
Yes, they released him.
He's still not doing the Spanish announce team anymore?
Nope, they just released him. It was breaking news today.
Did not hear that.
Hand to God, breaking news. He got released. But I still see Jamie Noble his little small ass coming down in the ring, still getting employed by them, and Joey Mercury. Maybe Joey Mercury has a good sense about whatever's going on.
I love Joey Mercury being backstage. I love that.
Because
I think he's a really good wrestling mind.
Yes,
he's gone through a lot.
And the CM Punk connection.
Yes.
I love too. But Jamie Noble, that guy got fired from WWE like 20 times. And what input does this guy have in whatsoever about young talent, NXT talent, anything about that in professional wrestling? Unless Jamie Noble and Triple H, yes, I'm harping back on Triple H again. Jamie Noble and Triple H must like have a little love connection going on or something, because that's the only reason why I see Jamie Noble being on the payroll of WWE. There's no reason he should be on that payroll.
Well, one thing,
unless he's making minimum wage.
Real quick, while you brought up NXT, I was excited that WWE finally signed that Prince of It.
I seen that.
I can't wait for that guy to come up.
That was pretty good.
That guy is going to be.
I'm looking forward to that.
He could be one of the next big things. He could be like one of the next 2 or 3 top stars in WWE.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Triple H doesn't fuck it up.
Yeah, stuff. If they let the real
they let the real mind go at it. But anyway, get to the end of the show here. Well, we said Wyatt's came out after Jericho and Rollins.
That was
interfered Jericho. I really wanted to see that match played out, but I was talking to one of my friends during it, but I kind of understand it because
you can't give up.
You can't let either of those guys lose right now. You can't let Jericho lose because he's going against the Wyatts, and you can't allow Rollins to lose because he got the briefcase, and you can't allow either of those two guys to get buried. So I kind of understand it, but I would have liked to seen that match play out to see what would have happened. But
see, I would have thought that real quick. I thought, because you always have the guy that has the championship and then wins. Like if you have Seth Rollins with the Money in the Bank, so he's always got the Money in the Bank, and he loses to Jericho, then you say to yourself, if you're Seth Rollins, you're like, oh my God, I let my guard down. I lost against Jericho. All right, I'm going to get my act together because I am still Money in the Bank winner. So, all right, I let this one slip through my fingers. Jericho won again. All right, I'm going to beef up my, that's the only way you can do it. I understand what you're saying, too. Yeah. Like, you can't have both of them lose because, they're big top stars, but, that's I can see why if Jericho won, and then Seth Rollins could come out next week and be like, I let my guard down a little bit. I'm too worried about money in the bank, my briefcase, and Dean Ambrose. I didn't know if he was coming out or what happened, or I don't know where this maniac is. And I let my guard down, and Jericho beat me. But sooner than later, I'll go against Jericho again, and we'll see who the better man really. Yeah. I mean, there's always ways around people losing and people winning, but it was a hell of a match until the Wyatts.
Yeah, until the interference, but it was a great match. I'm glad they saved that match for last because that actually played out to be the best match.
Even though I didn't like the I didn't like how the commentators commentated that match. No enthusiasm. That's basically what I was trying to do. No enthusiasm whatsoever. But
getting on to the end of this because video is starting to get a little long, so we got to go to the end of the show. We had the Stephanie and Bree segment. When I first saw that was going to be the last segment, I was like, what the hell are they doing? But by the time it played out, I was like, that was a great way to end a Raw. It came out, Stephanie came out, then Bree came out, and then Bree goes up. Stephanie's trying to bribe her. It's like, I'll give Nikki a raise. And Bree goes, no, I want my job back. They go back and forth. She's like, well, you can't really do it. She's like, fine, we'll see you in court. And it's like, okay, I'll give you your job back. So it's agreed you're going to drop all charges.
She's like, I want one more thing.
And she goes walking out the ring. It's like, oh, there is one more thing. I would like a match. And she's like, sure, you want a shot at the Divas title at SummerSlam? Blah, blah. She's like, no, I want a match against you. And it was great the way Stephanie played it off and acted weak for like 10 minutes. They went back and forth, and eventually, Stephanie agreed to it. And then it's about to finish up, and it's like, you bitch. Stephanie goes up to her, bam!
That was awesome.
Just takes her down. That was
like, I'm going to make you my bitch.
Yes.
I'm like, see, Steph is like, it's an attitude error, and she's like her old man. It was so good. And then they're carting her off and bringing her back. She's, I'm going to make you my bitch.
Yes.
I'm like, man, great. This is hardcore.
That was back to attitude era, the way she used to act. I loved it.
I think Steph has got a better idea of what people want to see than Triple H and Vince McMahon.
Yes. I agree 100% with that.
Yeah, I thought that segment, like you said, like coming out and like, oh my God,
seeing it's going to be terrible, but the way it went on and ended, it was
But hey,
great.
Steph's a McMahon, and the same age as when Vince went, badass. So, like, we shouldn't even thought it was going to be bad. We should have gave benefit of the doubt because Steph's.
I think I kind of looked at it bad because of Brie because she can't act at all.
Yeah. I mean, she didn't do that bad.
No, she's gotten a little better.
You could tell it was kind of like, there was awkward moments, and she's like, no, well, I want, and you're like, oh, really?
Yeah.
And then Steph with the fake crime, but, I mean, it all, with Steph doing what she did, it culminated to her being like, okay, like, eventually she just broke down, supposedly, and then said, you know what, no, it's not going to happen, I'll beat the piss out of you,
so that was awesome.
Make you my bitch, and I thought it was a good ending to Raw with being like a half-ass Raw.
So it's going to end up being Stephanie versus Brie at SummerSlam, which I'm actually interested to see because I'm curious to see. Cause that's the first time Steph's going to be in the ring since probably 2001, 2002.
Yeah, and
at least
she's probably in better shape than she's been since that time. But
that's the end of Raw. There, I'd probably give Raw a good. Probably 3 out of 10. I think I posted on our Facebook page. It was.
See, I would go. I'd go. We don't do points like 5.5. I go 5. It was average because it did. I did see a Ziggler win. I did see a Bo Dallas upset. I did the
put mine up to 4 because of that. I forgot.
The ending was pretty good. But like you said, there was actually 2.
There was 2 matches in like the first hour, 20 hour and a half.
So I would say it was 5 out of 10 for me because I did watch it and I didn't fast forward as much as I usually do. So I give it a 5. But
before we end the video, if there's something you want to comment on, like our discussion about Triple H and how he should not be in charge of things, our feelings towards that. If you want to go ahead and add your opinion down below in the comments section. Go ahead and let us know what you think. We might talk about in a future episode. And also, we do have the Facebook and Twitter page. Links will be down below in the description. Be sure to like and follow those to stay up to date on when our videos will be uploaded to YouTube, and also we do have numerous topics to discuss on our Facebook page. Twitter, we're not really as active on that, but Facebook's usually our main page. Also, if you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. That way it'll pop up on your channel feed on YouTube, and videos will be uploaded, and it helps support us a little bit. So, but anyway, guys,
he's still number one.
Second City Sleepers,
Believe.
signing out. As always, YouTube, we'll see you guys later.